The movie starts in a park. A child wearing a white dress is singing a popular children's song called Wheels on the Bus. Our main character, Carrie, approaches the child and sings with her. The child notices this, and she stops singing and stares blankly into Carrie, as if she doesn't like to sing with her. Seeing the child's reaction, Carrie decides to excuse herself. She walks away and gets jumped at by her best friend Gabby. Gabby is an athlete and is currently injured. They are going to attend their friend's birthday party, and Carrie asks her what she brought for the celebrant. Gabby suddenly brings out a vibrator from her jacket and sways it on Carrie's face, making Carrie laugh while trying to hide the thing. Another friend of theirs, Chris, arrives. He used to be in a relationship with Gabby. The birthday celebrant, Olivia, arrives next and happily greets her friends. Carrie gives her a ring for a present, earning a heartfelt thanks from Olivia. Meanwhile, Chris shows his present, a sachet of weeds, which pleases Olivia as well. Then Olivia's friend Sarah arrives as well and greets everyone. However, Carrie doesn't seem so happy to see her. It seems that Sarah wasn't nice to Carrie during their high school years, and she doesn't like her being around. Olivia notices this and expresses that both she and Sarah are her best friends, so she wants them both to celebrate with her. Sarah approaches them and greets Carrie. Carrie tries her best to be polite and respond to her. Then, Olivia starts her party by announcing that they are not actually celebrating at that park. Instead, they will be going to Blue Light, a music festival. They will need to travel the whole weekend to attend it. Olivia shows them the RV that will bring them to the music fest, procured by her dearest boyfriend, Michael. He also brought his friend Jason, an ex-Marine soldier. Carrie seems to take an interest in Jason and approaches him to say hello, although he doesn't seem so thrilled. Then Sarah interrupts them by asking Jason if he can help her out with his luggage, as she has just had her nails done. Doesn't seem to be a good start for Carrie and Sarah's reunion. They all board the vehicle and excitedly head for Blue Light. They even play some drinking games while en route. They stop over at a gasoline station for a refill. All of them go down, except for Olivia and Michael, who decide to stay inside for an intimate moment in the RV's bedroom. Gabby and Sarah are having fun chatting on the way to the store when two truckers spot them and decide it's a good time to catcall the two ladies. However, they picked the wrong girls as the ladies just make fun of them. This seems to irk the two truckers, but the ladies just ignore them and head inside the store. When they come outside, they see that the two truckers are bothering other customers. They interrupt them, telling the guys to leave the customers alone. The truckers start an argument with them and even throw some racist words, annoying Olivia and Gabby even more. Then one of them grabs Gabby, making the vibrator in her jacket fall, and the truckers make fun of her. Jason sees the situation and fights them. He picks up the vibrator and uses it as his weapon. He manages to defeat the two of them and they all hurry to drive away from the place. However, the truckers follow them, carrying a gun, and shoot. Luckily, Jason sees a road to their right and turns, allowing them to escape the dangerous men. After making sure they are now far away, they stop and step out to take a breath. Sarah suddenly kisses Jason, thanking him for saving them, right in front of Carrie. Then, they hear Michael expressing frustration and see that the RV has been damaged after their encounter. Michael just borrowed it from his uncle. Carrie decides it's best to call the cops to report the truckers, but Olivia convinces her that it's not necessary. Sarah also offers to use her credit card for the RV's repair. They decide to go on with their journey, finding another route since their original way is no longer available after the incident. Moments later, they see two roads in front of them and don't know where to go. They also do not have any signal to check for navigation. They take the right turn. Jason also finds a map they could use. A few hours later, they decide to stop over at a bar to get some food and ask for directions. However, all the people inside do not seem to welcome them and just tell them to turn around and go away, even showing a gun to scare them off. They decide to just drive away. Moments later, the RV suddenly stops as if it hit something, and the engine fails. He is so frustrated and confesses that he just took the RV from his uncle without his knowledge, so he is really worried now. He steps out and checks the surroundings, confirming that they did not run over anything. He checks the engine and fixes it, and it finally starts. However, he seems to notice something strange at the side of the RV and decides to look into it. Olivia is watching him as he walks, and then suddenly she screams as if she just saw something really horrible, then passes out in shock. The others also hear strange sounds from the outside. Jason decides to check it out, bringing a gun he found in the RV's compartment and using his phone's flashlight. He sees a strange figure outside and warns it that he's carrying a gun, so they should stop messing around. Then, his phone's light suddenly turns off. The people inside the van hear gunshots and get alarmed. Then, the van's door flings open and Jason appears, bloodied. The next second, something forcefully pulls him away. The girls close the door and all windows to protect themselves from whatever it is attacking them. Sarah decides to run the RV herself and they manage to go a few meters. Unfortunately, they get pulled back to their original spot by some unknown force. They are now at their wits' end at whatever is happening. Gabby deduces that this must be a prank by Olivia, Michael, and Jason. Carrie strongly doubts it, but Gabby insists it is. They decide to record a video of themselves saying they are being pranked by Olivia, including their unconscious friend in their video, expecting her to wake up to confirm their suspicion. However, Olivia doesn't wake up and the van suddenly gets shaken again. The next second, Olivia gets up as if she did not just pass out from shock. She seems to be talking to someone on the phone. Seeing this, the three ladies check their phones for a signal so they can call for help. However, their phones still have no reception. When they look back at Olivia, she is already gone. Then, they see her standing in front of the RV. They try to get her attention, but she just keeps walking. She calls for Michael's name, saying she is coming alone, just like he asked on the phone. A thick fog engulfs Olivia's presence and fear creeps in. Still unable to see Michael, so she runs back to the RV. She tries to open the van's door, but it's locked. Meanwhile, the three ladies inside are seeing something different. They see that Olivia is still standing far from them, crying. They hear her knocking on the door, asking them to let her in. They are confused, as in their eyes, Olivia is right in front of them, and not outside the door. Fearing that they are being fooled to open the door by whoever is attacking them, they decide not to open it. Then, Olivia's presence in front of the RV disappears, and the knocking also stops. Gabby decides that someone should go out and ask for help. She knows that the two ladies are too scared to do it, so she tells them she will go. She is an athlete, so she thinks she should be able to run fast enough. She picks up an axe, and when she opens the door, she sees Olivia's mangled remains. They realize that it was the real Olivia knocking earlier, and they just let their friend be left outside, causing this tragedy. Naturally, this breaks their hearts. Gabby goes on to find help, and the two ladies decide to cover up all doors and windows with anything they can find to protect them inside. The light suddenly goes out. They find candles and light them up, but it keeps getting extinguished as well. The next moment, the light comes back, and Chris also wakes up, confused at what is happening in the RV. He stumbles upon a book about cults and black magic. This makes them realize that Michael's uncle, who owns the RV, must be into some sort of black magic ritual. They hear another rumbling, and the lights keep going in and out again. Chris volunteers to fix the vehicle's engine, but Carrie and Sarah don't think he knows anything about cars. Chris then reveals that he is actually a mechanical engineering student at a prestigious university. Carrie and Sarah never thought their friend was this smart. Chris goes out to check the engine, but suddenly gets stabbed with his knife as he is trying to reach it. Carrie steps out to help him, and he finally fixes the engine. However, Sarah notices that they are now out of gas. Carrie remembers that there is a backup gallon in the back, and they decide to get it. Meanwhile, inside, Sarah is having an encounter with the enemy. She suddenly hears someone calling out to her. She fights it and doesn't listen, but she suddenly starts bleeding from her ears and her eyes. She picks up a knife and tries to look for whoever it is, but all she sees is red due to the blood. Outside, Chris and Carrie do not hear Sarah screaming at all. They find out that the gas cap has melted. They have no way to put the gas in. Carrie decides to find something inside the van, and as she walks in, she suddenly gets stabbed by Sarah, who is still in a delusional state. Sarah realizes what happened and apologizes. Hearing Carrie's scream, Chris checks it out, but the RV's door gets locked again, and he cannot open it. The next second, they see a car's headlight, and they feel some sense of relief seeing that it's coming their way. However, they realize that this is similar to what happened with Olivia earlier. They are being shown an illusion of something that they want to see. They try to call Chris to warn him, but it's already too late. Chris realizes what is happening and runs back to the RV, but he runs straight to the bumper where a deer's sharp antler is placed and gets pierced, ending his life. Sarah and Carrie now feel so hopeless. There are only two of them left. Carrie suddenly starts having dreams that Sarah is attacking her, but Sarah makes her snap out of those dreams. Carrie feels frustrated and starts hitting the dashboard. She pulls her hair up in frustration, and Sarah sees her tattoo that resembles the pentagram they saw in the cult books earlier. Sarah starts being suspicious of Carrie. Then fog enters the van, and Carrie thinks something is coming for them. She suggests that they should go out and escape. Carrie opens the door and runs, however. As Sarah suspects her intention, she chooses not to go. The next second, the door closes and fog fills the RV. Then Sarah's blood spatters on the window. Terrified and desperate to survive, Carrie runs into the woods and she stumbles upon Gabby's decapitated leg. She cries out and realizes she is the only one left now. Fortunately, she sees a road with cars passing by and feels she is close to safety. She breathes a breath of relief, standing on the side of the road. However, the next second, she gets hit by a truck. What a tragic end to a supposedly fun-filled birthday trip.